sturdy jungler in the Olaf. I think that Keen is just going to put on an insane amount of pressure in the top lane, and he should feel safe to do so at all times. The bot lane is going to be, I think, the interesting win condition for the side of DRX, because they're going to try to make this Aphelios valuable, try to crush this lane, be aggressive with Alistar so that he can roam a little bit, you know, be aggressive related to those aggressive trades so he can roam a little bit, and then hopefully get some of those turret plates that Aphelios has been functioning around throughout the LCK here in our first 2 days. That's the idea. Get that early macro lead, but it is going to be so difficult with that Camille matchup to deal with on top.
Yeah, that's the saving grace here for the side of Afrika. We'll see if Keen can put on the carry pants once again, or will he be thwarted by the side of DRX? As looks like we're just about ready to hop into this first game of Match 4, so let's hop onto the Rift right now. And here we are, Bang hopping onto the Jhin. Kaisa coming back into the meta. It didn't have too much success, but then a couple of games later we were like, oh, okay, well, now we get it. And, you know, she's not going to be played too much, because yeah, that's what Keen is going to be banking on for sure. And it seems like he's doing just fine, farming under that turret as well. Just to talk about, feels bad. Yeah,
Mid diff.
it's just we got you know, 100 gold in the lead right now for Afrika.
At least you can't ping CS.
Feeling pretty good.
You know, if you could ping CS in game,
Yeah,
toxicity could just get even higher. You know.
That was by design.
I think so.
When Riot was like, yeah, let's make it so you can ping things. You
Pre-planned or not, I mean, it is going to work out that way, as we do see the ult committed.
He was so dead. Oh man, he was just totally destroyed. TF Camille together are an incredible the games that we see it in. And even if it's safe, it still gets bullied like every single game we see. So, you know, while teams have been preparing the Gnar, obviously, and picking it a lot, I mean, he might just die again. They're diving him here. In comes the TF. The TP comes in, and that Zoe is going to have enough help, it looks like, from the turret, although Fly wants to go for more. They're going to continue poking him out. Yeah, with the Rift Herald coming in here, you can see Solka is desperately trying to poke them down, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. The flash comes in with the hook shot, and they are going to take it down. That is just 2 kills, essentially for free, once again, and that is going to be the turret as well at 12 minutes into the game.
Especially after that first series of yesterday with Rascal, it's like, feels bad.
Wait.
Destiny cooldown, I'm telling you.
This is just, he's just dead again, man. This is so sad
Destiny
to see.
cooldown, bro. Okay, Destiny's on cooldown, I'm off cooldown, I'm going. Or he's dead.
Yeah, we got the red buff, we got the blue buff, and now we have the orange buff up in the top side. They collect it again. It just gives you extra gold and a sense of pride or something. I don't know. It's just essentially free. It's free money right now for Afrika, and they're farming it well. And now they're going to rotate down on the bottom side. They also have pressure down here as Keen does teleport down. It looks like Becca looking to set it up. Nice flash in, but he actually gets body slammed and will be denied some of that potential for a follow-up catch. But a nice little route here onto the Olaf. He should go down. Here comes Pyosik trying to get into the mix, but not quite able to get too much else done. So they do get the 1 pick onto the Olaf. And, you know, at the same time, TF pushing mid, getting some turret damage done, not half bad.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if you can try to get more here, as Lens is super aggro right over the wall, but I don't know if this was the right play.
Yeah, this is very Lens. He's just, you know, he's gone on an expedition here.
Yeah, Camille doesn't have
He wanted some exercise, I guess.
Yes, so. He's got his Gale Force online. Okay. Fly.
And okay, they're gonna go for a dive here. Fly. Well, he's gonna give some back. A little bit of charity there. Just saying, oh, I didn't realize this turret was that low. And unfortunately just gets dove a little bit there. The team looking to come in and support him, but interesting position there. He's got a target on his back now, but immediately coming over the wall, here comes that Camille super fed. Has the stopwatch as well. They're just able to play front to back. King and finally makes his way in. Actually does a nice amount of damage up on the top side, but the rest of his team is kind of just dead here. You can see that Solka desperately trying to carry his team. Well, they're going to try to get that one, and here we go. They found 5 members of Afrika, and they want a fight. It looks like they're going to get on top of this Olaf, who actually does...
So much disruption. Becca's on the side to make sure that he doesn't have the perfect angle. There's the cask.
Keen is zoning out the Alistair. The smite will come in. No jungle here for the side of Afrika. Gragas maybe going a little bit too far as Kingen gets a huge ultimate in the front line, and that is going to be a triple kill for the Graves, following up after taking down...
They did not even chase that side lane. They're going to force a teleport here, but the inhibitor's already down.
Oh,
they want the win.
Fly is just, I think he's just dead here. Hopping in, the boomerang is going to get the job done. And Keen, incredibly strong though, on the back line, is going to get that Guardian Angel down. Now he's trying to get on top of Becca, not quite able to do so. But still, he is trying to go 1v2. He's trying to distract as much as possible, but his team is also dying. And I think that's just going to do it as he goes down as well. DRX have figured out Afrika, and they will take game number 1.
What a turnaround. Finally grouping for fights, finally starting to force those on the objectives, not letting that 1-3-1 comp roll them over.
How that game was broken down. And, you know, it's not going to tell the whole story of kind of the way this game went by any means. I feel like the Dragons...
Even the Seraphim ends up being something that's very strong. It's one of the, you know, comfort picks for Lehens. We know it's a strong solo queue pick, especially when she was first released. It was being played a ton in Korea. So, you know, I think this Vayne pick is really going to have to be the focus. The Lulu top as well is going to have to really control that matchup. Otherwise, I think that this is a very, very strong composition on Afrika's side.
Yeah, they totally turn it on its head and they say, okay, let's look to teamfight this time around. Let's look to scale up, play it safe. We got safe lanes that can scale pretty well. Let's just go ahead and try to play a safer game, I suppose, up against the skirmishy DRX members. But either way, guys, we do have game number 2 of Match 4 ready to go. So let's hop onto the Rift right now.
In this Tribush seen by Lehens now, and it's actually Lehens not realizing Pioshik is so nearby. He's gonna have to pop ult.
Lehens, yeah, trying to get on top of Pioshik here. We do have Dread coming in, and now DRX are in full retreat mode. Olaf, though, going forward. They're gonna catch Becca, but a really nice wild growth to keep him alive for just a bit longer, but he does go down to Keen, who does make his way in, and now Solka rooted down for a little bit too long. That's going to be a double kill going the way of Afrika, as they do take a pretty big win in that team fight.
Yeah, Lehens popped ult super early, but it was actually really well done. Quick reaction time there, and
now, you know,
yeah,
it's not fair. We got to trade 1 for 1 at least. Nice little bubble there from Solka, but now we have Born from the top side looking to get things going. The flash over the wall as he is really desperately trying to get this fight going. And now Becca kind of left in no man's land here, gets his shield up, but I think he might just be slowed down and taken to the death chamber as a really nice ultimate comes in, as well as the Samira to follow up, and DRX are just being chipped down 1 by 1 as Afrika will pick up or 2.
As Fly may actually find himself falling here.
Yeah, he's going to get bubbled up, but the rest of the team comes out of the jungle as Jonah Strong keeping its secret from us. I like it. I like the hype. Here comes this gigantic Olaf, but a block onto the Ornn ultimate is just not going to matter anyway. They have way too much damage. The triple kill comes in here for Bang, and now 8-1 and a massive...
And with the Kraken Slayer being his choice, he has very little survivability outside of his vault.
Okay, that's just going to be a massive shockwave that comes in. They're trying to turn it here on a Bang. Obviously, they have a lot of damage, but Bao moving forward now is just going to essentially say, take me with you, Afrika, please. As, man, Fly just comes in with a teleport and says, hello, friends. You know, have a sombrero. This is going to be a nice one.
Yeah.
Actually on his head, but either way, Pioshik, they're just kind of running him down here. Dread has insane survivability with the items that he does have. The Gore Drinker and the Sterix already. Kingen, the only one to get out alive. But Solka just blows Lehens up. He is so incredibly low, he's going to have to flash away. And this is not the fight they were looking for. This is how you get Vayne power in this one, as the ult is going to sail wide. And at the end of the day, well, the only power that Val has now is in his death. And
I'm going to try to steal this Baron away. Soka's trying to snipe it, but way too risky. But I mean, what, you can't blame him for that. The game was over a while ago.
Towards the end of that, as okay, bang, what's going on here? You seem to have a lot of friends. He's a very nice team.
And, I mean, one more fight here.
Soka in a little bit of trouble. He pops forward, and he does not have flash. He is going to have that stopwatch. You can see the charm comes in. A huge knockup from the side of the Ornn, and that is just about going to do it. As Pyosik has nowhere to run, just going to get ulted down. King in as well. Just going to try to delay some time, and actually might be successful in that. As Fly, he knows the game is over. He wants the kill. Will he get it, though? That's the question.
He's just trying to zoom away. But,
all right,
well,
all right.
Spotted.
Good play. Oh, trying to,
Ace!
I love the delayed ace sign. Production's just waiting to hit that button, and they got to do it there at the end. And Afrika certainly pressed their buttons pretty well in this game, 19-2. In 30 minutes, a slaughterfest to the side of Afrika. Really one-sided, nicely done, and they will bring us see the carnage that took place in that game number 2. Pretty one-sided here.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it can be, right? I mean, the damage output for the bot lane was pretty insane. You could see that there's a lot of damage still coming through for Bao, even though he's behind in that regard. Like, he still did a lot of damage in this game, and you can also see lane, they can snowball this out of control, but that's been the question, and that's been the, you know, win or lose for Afrika. The win condition for them has just been to finish the game. They've had leads in the first 2 games of this series, and heading into the third one, if they can push that lead into the mid game and close it out once again, this series belongs to them.
Yeah, well, we'll see if, you know, Fly can pop off on the side of Afrika and maybe get some of that priority Zoe going that we all love to see here. Or will the Orianna be successful once again? A pretty interesting draft at the end of the day, and I think we're going to, you know, see both of these sides flesh out as we do get into our final game of the night. But it looks like it's ready to go now, so let's hop on to the Rift. Here comes Pyosik looking to... Okay, well, that's not how you hop over the wall.
No.
Oh, he's going to get it, though. He's going to get the hop as well. He gets over the wall here, and now Dread might just die. He has to flash away. And Nimbus Cloak might just save his life. But nope, you're up against a Kindred, and he gives the stack with the kill. Against Keen, that's really all you could ask against a player like that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, kind of keeping things even for now. As, okay, we're going to get the big play with the cask, but little does he know that Dread is here just waiting to throw out that collateral damage. Not going to do so.
Very...
push him out of the lane.
Yeah, very much, I think, just a little bit too low on the damage to actually secure the kill, but they are looking for these plates here right before the 14-minute mark.
Guys, the Kindred is insanely fast. Like, you got to be careful. As down goes the Lamb's Respite, though. As that was a little bit too early. Still going to go down as Solka coming in, and now there's that play you were looking for from the side of Becca. They're trying to do some damage here to Keen, and they will eventually take him out as Fly not going to land his abilities there right at the end, and so Solka will be just fine. A very tumultuous trade up in the top side, but meanwhile, lots of value here for Afrika in the bottom.
It feels like Afrika get the better end of this trade. They're going to get this bot lane for sure, and actually Bao needs to be very careful as soon as it goes down. They are able to get the turret plates right before those fall off at the 14-minute mark in the top lane as well with that Rift Herald.
Compared to, you know, just all-out burst damage and mobility, so I'm glad you pointed out.
Yeah, going into the serrated Dirk afterwards as well is almost a hard engage here. Looks like potentially onto Solka.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a K-Ram here as we have the, the Cloud Drake coming in. Looks like both teams really want to get in here, but Fly actually in an awkward spot there, forced to flash away King, and that was a little bit interesting as Keen has the massive flank coming in here from behind. Can he get any support? He's going to have a lot of health, at least. A nice cask forces the flash away, and Becca's going to get sniped on the top side of the map as he was kind of left all by his...
Fly is going to get out of here, it looks like.
Oh, they're diving. They're looking for this. They get the slow. They're trying to pull out that damage that Solka just barely is going to survive as the last shot comes in here from Pioche.
It's going to put them just one step closer to the soul. Not going to get the root, but look for the charm.
Oh, that is really big. They're going to get that kill onto Lahens immediately. We still have Lamb's Respite here, so they can just fight front to back. A huge engage from Becca making the big play this time around. Keen is unbelievably tanky. Nice follow-up from King, and then finally we have the Kaisa entering the fight, doing that damage in the backline. Going to be able to take down everybody. Fly does get the kill eventually onto Pioche, but that is it. That is the only thing that Afrika get in this fight, and DRX take a big one and move towards the back.
You and I talked about it off broadcast, you know. I said, I wonder why we just don't see Seraphine as much, because it seems really impressive, seems like a great support, great team fighting, as well as their inhibitor turrets here, which really could have been a huge way for DRX to push this lead forward.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, they still have the Baron buff. They're pushing pretty hard into the mid.
Not giving it up, yeah. They're just going to keep pushing.
You know, it's not a very strong push, as their siege is okay with the Orianna mainly, and I suppose the Kindred. But other than that, you got a couple of beefy boys that are melee, and the Kaisa is pretty low range, so they're more so of a hard engage comp, if you will, getting the Kaisa into the backline. And speaking of which, we do have the cast coming out here, but not amounting to a fight. They're just going to take down the turret and maneuver over to the mid lane here. They want to use the last seconds, literally, of their Baron buff to try to get any kind of value from this push.
And it's late game Aatrox. Sometimes, you know, he could do massive damage.
Of us right now. Lots of plants. I suppose the gardening has been going well. Keen just wanders into the jungle by himself, or was it just an elaborate bait all along? This Aatrox, incredibly tanky and has so much sustain.
And this is what I was talking about, you know, yeah. I mean, you wonder, what's the follow-up for the charm? Maybe the charm is the follow-up.
Let's just go ahead and take a look at how quickly this Baron goes down. It's half health in one sentence.
Yep.
There's about 5 seconds worth of damage.
Kingen!
Kingen finds a really nice engage. Oh, but the cask was a little bit too far ahead of the Aatrox, and so he's not able to boop that into his team.
This is getting to be...
We have this wave coming in, and thank you very much.
All DRX have to do is use this Kindred range and siege these inhibitors and never take a fight on Afrika's terms, and then eventually the map belongs to them. Oh. This is the last risky place they'll be.
Oh, they get the charm on the Kindred! Can they burn him down? No, they can't quite get the kill, and they're going to look to turn this one around. Becca in the front line just gets burst to smithereens. I'm not sure about that play. Going full-on Rambo mode into the back line, and now everybody on the side of DRX is just on the run. Remember Solka, we were talking about him, he's super fed. He's going to have some free damage here on the escape. King free damage here on the with some fancy feet there. Going to be able to get out of this one. So at the end of the team right there, ready to support him. As Keen, once again, you know, looking for those plays.
He's caught!
Really nice cask, and can they actually burst him down? They're going to get the Guardian Angel out of him immediately. Before this fight even begins, there's the body slam, and there goes down Keen.
There's no way to fight
massive
anymore.
Pick-off here for DRX.
There's no way for Afrika Freaks to fight this anymore. There's just no way. Bao is extremely confident.
As you mentioned, no Baron, but they have so much range and potential with this Kindred, just using King in the front line. A massive shockwave. They're going to get the kill on the enemy jungler, and now they have their sights set on this Nexus.
They want to stick the landing here. Curtain calls out temporarily. Kingen.
He does it again, a really nice engage here once again, and now Bao looking for the kill onto Bang. Not going to get it, but they get the rest of it, and it looks like DRX have actually done it here in 3 games, down to 39 minutes in the last one. They finally take down that Nexus, and a pretty huge performance.
Very impressive showcasing, I think, of what happens with this rookie talent in the late game in high-pressure situations. They held it together. To see a completely reworked and retooled DRX roster where they lost all their top players but Pioche come together this early on in a season, and sure, it's Afrika, it's their opponent. Let's not sugarcoat this too much. But to come together...